Welcome! It's our 12 weeks of Christmas, week 1. Each week I'm going to share a quick project with you to help you get ready for your Christmas creating. This week, it's a sweet card with the nests of winter paper. But you could try this with any of your gorgeous festive Christmas paper. I'm going to go through and show you the measurements in metric and imperial so that you can follow along. Or the written tutorial will be sent out to my newsletter subscribers. Are you on that? You can check the link for that on my Facebook page or on my blog, just so you can have a reference for that as we go along each week. The projects are going to be a mix of cards, 3D, and some other great projects, and I think you're going to enjoy it, and I can't wait to share them with you. Let's get started. Now you'll need some card pieces. We'll go through the measurements. So get some coordinating card as a base card that goes with your paper. This measures 21 centimeters by 14.8 centimeters. You'll score that at 10.5. Or it will be 8.5 by 5.5, score it at 4.25. You'll also want a card mat. So I have the mat at 10.1 centimeters by 14.4 centimeters, or 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Now you can pick your beautiful paper. I am cutting this with the Countryside Corners dies. So just get a piece that will measure, that will fit your die. For this particular one, it's 9.5 centimeters by 13.5 centimeters, or 3 3/4 of an inch by 5 3/4 of an inch. I've also added an extra piece, a little strip that is 10.1 centimeters by 4.5, or 4 1/8 of an inch by 1.5 inches. And some white card just so you can do your stamping. Now what I particularly wanted to show you is with your card mat. Let's just bring this in. I have used the Dots embossing folder. This comes with a set of 3 from the Basics 3D embossing folders. So we're just going to run that through our die cut machine. Okay, we have embossed that now. I really love embossing with the folders. It adds such a lovely texture to your card. So if we have a look at your card, it just adds that extra element. I have left this plain for this card. I wanted to show you a little trick, or a little tip rather, something different you can do is grab your card. Since I'm using crumb cake, I've just got the crumb cake ink. And what I'm going to do is just lightly swipe over your ink pad. You don't have to do this, but I just thought I'll show you what that might look like. Just swipe that over, and that will add some ink to the raised parts. You can do this with any of your embossing folders. I think the 3D ones are particularly good because you have a lot more depth to your pattern. So when you add that to your card, you just get that extra element. So give that a try. You can put as much or as little ink as you like. But getting back to the card, we want to die cut our piece of pattern paper. Now, as I mentioned, let's get this scrap out. I have used the Countryside Corners to cut out my shape. If you don't have this particular set, you can check what other shaped dies that you have, or if you just cut a rectangle from your designer series paper on your paper trimmer, that's still a great way of using your paper. So I'm just going to have that ready there. I'm also going to stamp a sentiment. I'm using the Greetings of the Season stamp set. It has a number of different greetings. I really like the Season's greetings for this one, so I am going to ink that up. Give that a good press. And I'm going to die cut that out with the Greetings of the Season dies. There's a number of different shapes, and I think these are great for using for any occasion, not just for Christmas. Long ones, short ones. I like that oval one, and I like too that this has a stitched edging on it. Just creates a little bit more texture on your cards. So we'll give those a run through our die cut machine, and I'll pop back with those. Here we have our pieces die cut. Let's get rid of those. Now let's bring our base card in. So I'm using the Garden Green. So we could use our, we'll go along with our inked up edge, and we have this little strip just for an extra contrast with the colours, and we'll put that on there. So we'll stick that together. There we go. What do you think of having the inked embossing? It certainly adds an extra, depending on what your embossing folder is, it can really give it a different look. Give it a try. We'll use dimensionals to add those. So just, I use the large one because it's a larger area. Just pop a few. Are you a big dimensional user, or just keeping it simple? Because the paper is a little lighter and flimsy, I like to add a few more, especially in the center. We'll add some dimensionals on this one as well. We don't want that one. Came with it. Now let's add some ribbon, a little bow. This is the Cherry Cobbler and Gold. It is such soft ribbon, so easily to tie, and it's not too wide. So we're going to do a bow. How are you at doing bows? Let me show you what I do. I use the bunny ears method. I find that so easy. So we're going to do 2 loops. It doesn't matter what size bow you want to end with. It's good to give you a bit more room to maneuver. So I find keep the ribbon on your roll, don't cut it yet, and you can always cut it off to size when you're finished. Give yourself lots of room to move. We've got our 2 bunny ears. We're going to put one over the other, get this loop and tuck it through there, that little loop underneath. Grab that, don't let go yet, pull that along. Now you can let go of this little tail, grab that other loop and pull. And then adjust your ribbon bows until the size you want. Tighten it and pull it until you adjust. So we'll just make that a little bit smaller. But it's a lovely soft ribbon to use. So if you didn't quite catch it, rewind and look at it again and follow along. So then we'll just get our scissors and trim that down. We'll just chop off that little bit. We can keep adjusting and fiddling with it until you're happy with it. I might make that just a little bit smaller again. And just sit that on there. What do you think of the size? We'll can trim that up a bit more. and use a glue dot to stick that down with. Just check that you're not covering up your words. And add that down to finish. There we have our season's greeting with the Nest of Winter. A week 1 project for our 12 weeks of Christmas. So I hope you follow along with our upcoming projects. I'm excited to share them with you. Be sure that you follow along on Facebook if you're not already, to catch them, or if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. So have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.